What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another live. Gonna be talking about some of the best bolt-ons mods that you can get for your 5.7 Hemi Ram. Gonna add the questions on there real quick. Give me 1 second. All right, y'all. So, what are some of the best bolt-on mods that you can buy for your 5.7 Hemi Ram? That's what I'm gonna be sharing with you guys in today's live. Welcome back to another live, y'all. Been slacking. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I missed probably. I think I missed 2 days. 2 days out of me going live every day on the channel till we get monetized, and I done missed 2 days, and which is not bad, but we have been uploading every day. Every day we've been uploading, regardless of what going on. That's my goal, was to keep uploading on YouTube. Pretty much, been solid or haven't been easy, but as you guys can see, I'm back on the live, and I'm gonna be sharing with you guys some of the best bolt-on mods for your Ram 1500, 5.7 Hemi Ram, or your Dodge Ram, whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna be sharing with you guys some of the best mods that you could do to this 5.7 Hemi. Doesn't have to be a fourth generation Ram. If you got a Ram 1500 and it has a 5.7 inside of it, then obviously this live is for you. But we've been going live, and now we obviously, there's a lot been going on, but I ain't gonna make no excuse, because we're gonna keep going live, and we're gonna keep dropping these videos and stuff like that. This channel not where it need to be yet. So if you on the channel, before I get into sharing with you guys exactly some of the best bolt-on mods for your 5.7 Hemi Ram, I need you guys to take your time out. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're a Mopar guy, or if you're a car guy in general, you're just trying to support the channel, which I would definitely appreciate, just go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and also hit that thumbs up for me. Help support the channel. So what are some of the best bolt-on mods, if you wondering, that you could do to your 5.7 Hemi? See this right here, this is 2014 Dodge Ram, my truck. What are some of the best things that I personally think that you could do if you're trying to get performance, you're trying to get sound, all over? Obviously, you do mods because you want to better your truck performance. So some of the best things that I think, that mods that I think that you really could do to your 5.7 Hemi, I'm gonna start off with number one. I would say you got to get yourself a cool air aftermarket cool air intake. Now, a cool air intake is not really gonna be a real huge gain for your truck, but it's definitely gonna help your truck breathe a whole lot better, and also it's gonna give it. You probably gonna gain probably at least like five horsepower, somewhere around there, 5 to like 8, somewhere around there, which is not really that bad, but this is definitely better overall than the stock. I'll say the stock core intake that's on these trucks. If you ever notice, if you take like the stock ones from apart, you will see that they attract a lot of dirt, and you definitely don't want to have something like that on your truck if you plan on getting the best performance out of your truck. So I end up going with the Air Raid core intake, as you guys can see right there. That was the one I end up going with, and I believe I bought this from on probably, I think, AmericanTruck.com, and I bought it from American Truck. I paid about somewhere around like 350, somewhere around there, which is not that bad. But there's a lot of core air intakes, aftermarket brands out there you can go with. You don't have to go with the exact one I went with, but this one is the one that I liked there, and it's my choice. That's what I wanted. But what I would definitely recommend is, if you're gonna be doing one of these, definitely make sure, if you're gonna get like an aftermarket core intake, do not go with like the metal cons, man. I'm trying to tell you guys, don't cheap out. Don't go with like the metal ones. The metal ones are known for attracting a lot of heat. So you don't want to cheap out when it comes to something like this, especially the fact that it's very affordable. It's not something that expensive. Most you're gonna be spending probably somewhere around like roughly I'd say 400 bucks, roughly I'll say. But this the air raid I have on my truck, I think it's called air raid. It's one of the best ones that, in my personal opinion, I think that you could get for your 5.7 Hemi ring. So I would start there. If you wondering where you want to start at, that's where I would start. Start with a core air intake aftermarket. Very easy, bolt on for your truck. You can do. Now the next thing on damn, I can't even get my words out. But the next thing in line that I would say that you definitely got to do, if you guys look right under this hood, if it's the 5.7 intake, um, intake manifold, pretty much. Now, I know some people might have two sides to this and that, but I can tell you one thing: anybody that have one of these trucks or have a Ram 1500 and you plan on getting the best performance out of your truck, most of the time, all of the time, they do not keep the 5.7 intake manifold on there. They end up switching over to a 6.4 truck intake manifold, which is a huge, massive power gain for your truck, and is one of the biggest mods that you could do to a 5.7 Hemi. If you guys don't know that, if you got your 5.7 Hemi stock intake manifold, get rid of it. That would be a huge, massive help to your 5.7 Hemi. You're gonna see a huge amount of power gain, and also you could definitely get those Porter too. Very easy. You could probably do it yourself. It's not anything that requires too much. All you gotta do is just buy the 6.4 truck intake manifold. I think those probably run you somewhere around like $1,000. Yes, it's a little bit expensive, but overall, it's gonna help your truck in the long run if you plan on getting the best performance out of your truck. I think that right there is one of the top 5 best mods that you could do to one of these trucks. I'm not just saying the 4th generation Ram, but a Ram 1500. I feel like that's like one of the best, hands down, mods that you could do. One of the best ones out there that you could definitely do bolt on. Very easy. Very easy. Once you pay for the parts, you probably could do it yourself if you know how to use your hands. But that would be my number 2. Number 3 on the line, I would say, for best bolt on, I would say definitely some aftermarket exhaust system for these trucks. In my personal opinion, I'm gonna be honest. Now I'm a little bit two-sided on this, but I'll say, like, if you probably doing like exhaust system, before you buy yourself an exhaust, right? Because exhaust is super expensive. Before you get into buying yourself an exhaust, right? First thing you gotta do, at least try to do a muffler delete first, because that's where I started. Right now my truck has a muffler delete, and believe it or not, it sounds super good, which is what kind of got me to where I was gonna go the route of buying like a whole aftermarket exhaust. But you guys know, when it comes to exhaust system, them it's like $2,000. It's pretty expensive, somewhere around like close to $2,000. But the better route you could go. Now, this is only if you plan on doing something like what I'm planning on doing. Now, you can start off with a muffler delete. You hear your truck for yourself. Me, honestly, this truck, since I got the muffler delete on here, I think that it sounds pretty rowdy, but it's not like, because me, when I drive anything that has a V8, I like it to be, I like whatever car or truck I drive to be extremely loud. Now, this truck is pretty loud. I'll probably give it like a 5 out of 10. And the muffler delete sound real good, don't get me wrong. But I think for most people who probably trying to do like some kind of exhaust system, this would be like a great start for you. Because, some people don't like stuff being too loud or too quiet. This is like right in the middle, pretty much. Sounds good. Sounds like the truck has some kind of crazy performance and stuff like that. When I drive, even when I start it up, it sounds pretty good. So, muffler delete, pretty much simple. This you could probably do yourself too, but if you can't, it is what it is. You can go to somebody else could do it for you. But that's like one of the best things that majority of the time most people end up doing. Very simple and easy to do. Now my next thing on the line, I would say that is a must. Another one of my top 5 must have for a Ram 1500 would definitely have to be, this would definitely have to be some long tube headers. Now, it's the same thing as muffler. Long tube headers kind of like fall in the same category as mufflers because now it depends on how, if you that kind of person like me, you want your ish to be super loud, you want to get noticed, this and that, then this might be a good fit for you to start. Get a muffler, get a long tube headers. Now, long tube headers, there's like a lot of different brands out there, but the one I personally like is Cook's long tube headers, or you could do ARH long tube headers. Um, what else is out there? I think they got I think Corsa is out there, but all of these things, guys, I ain't gonna lie, when it comes to anything that has to do with muffler or in that same category, just know it's not gonna be cheap, but it's gonna be worth it. You're gonna be spending at least close to 2 grand, 1,500 or 2 grand, depending on what kind of long tube headers you're gonna be going with. I know Cook's long tube headers, they like around 18, 1900. But I personally think though, out of every brand out there, if your truck have a 5.7 Hemi V8 and you just have strictly just a muffler delete and you add um, Cook's long tube headers to it, it's gonna sound completely crazy. Like it's gonna sound real good crazy in a good way. It's gonna sound real good. Definitely gonna get that sound that you want from your 5.7 Hemi. I know a lot of people sometimes tend to say the 5.7, the 6.4, I think the 6.2 or something like that. They all have like different sounds. But me personally, I'll be real. I think that just getting a muffler delete on this truck sounds exactly the same as a 6.4 block. It is a Hemi. There's no different sound. It sounds the exact same way. When I start up, when it's idling, it sounds exactly the same. But long tube headers, if y'all doing that, y'all gotta stay away from them eBay long tube headers. I'm telling you guys, anything, there are certain things you can get from eBay. But when it comes to like getting like long tube headers, um, like the 6.4 truck intake manifold, those I'll try to stay away from from eBay, unless let's say if you buy your parts from eBay, it's a used exhaust system. Obviously, the person you buying it from had that on their Ram or something like that, and it's the real deal. Then yes, you can buy it from eBay. But if you're trying to buy anything brand new, like such as long tube headers, parts like that from eBay, there's a lot of knockoff brands on there. Like, you definitely don't want to go that route. I get it. You're trying to save some money, this and that. But things like this, though, I always say this, whenever you add in some kind of modification to your truck, you got to keep this in mind to definitely don't go the route of you trying to be cheap and you trying to rush. Just play everything safe. Take your time doing this. It's not a sprint. It's not a marathon, this and that. That's all I can tell you guys. Now, one more thing I want to add to this is the fact that one of the best mods that you could do to these trucks is, this is a must-have, is you got to do a custom tune. Custom tune is something that goes a long way when it comes to modifying the 5.7 Hemi or anything with a Hemi inside of it. The reason why being because a tune not just gonna bring like the rural side of your 5.7 Hemi out, but when the fact that you add all these bolt-on mods, like you got, let's say you got the long tube headers, you got the 6.4 truck intake manifold, you got, let's say you do some custom cam, you got a few bolt-on stuff going on. Now this is where a tune really gonna bring that side that you need out. Like if you really want to get like that real quick response from your truck, and definitely be able to have a lot of people thinking that, damn, you probably dropped a couple thousand into your truck, but it's really just all bolt on. But a tune definitely makes, even if you just do one mod like the 6.4 truck intake manifold and you just do custom tune, and you go to the right person who actually work on these trucks, they will give you like a full rundown on like the best tune that will work best with these trucks. And I guarantee you, it will be a completely different animal. That's why it's so important. I feel like if you're gonna modify anything, you gotta add a tune. You gotta get a custom tune. Custom tune gonna go a long way. And a lot of people don't. Sometimes, most of the time, some people don't. But going to the right person to also play a huge factor in you getting like a custom tune. So I want to tell you guys, yeah, definitely got to make sure if you're doing this, do this the right way. Speak to somebody who understand Mopar. But I think it's more stuff you could do though. But these are like the ones that I personally feel like more like I feel like you could definitely like it's a must have for any kind of Ram 1500. I feel like I'm definitely missing something else too, probably. Um, but yeah, let me know down in the comments though, man. Yeah, let me know in the comments, and need you guys to like this live, so it can be able to get out there on YouTube platforms. So the more likes, the better. I am going live on this channel every day, so if you guys have any kind of questions, any questions y'all want to ask me, mods, y'all want to ask me about my Ram, or it's not too many Ram channels out there on YouTube. So you guys are Mopar boys or car guy in general, you just want to support the channel, make sure you like this live. Feel free to ask me any kind of question, or if y'all got any kind of anything y'all want to talk about, y'all want me to talk about on live, you know, drop a comment down below. Let me know. Ask me anything. Ask me anything about the truck. Ask me about fitness, whatever you want to ask me about. You can definitely ask me about that. But my truck right now, this truck is been with me for a year and probably a year and 5 months. I'll say somewhere around there, a year and 5 months, almost a half a year. Well, not even a half, but right now we have an air rate core intake, have the J and L. That's another thing I forgot to mention. Another bolt-on mod you could do is the J and L oil separator that these trucks desperately need, because for some reason, I don't know why Ram or Dodge Ram, they never did this, but this is really like the J and L oil filter separator is definitely a huge factor in you trying to keep your 5.7 Hemi as healthy as possible, also running for a good amount of time. So if you boys don't know what that is, if you guys also, I'll give you guys a website you can go on to find one of the best mods, bolt-on mods. If you guys haven't, AmericanTrucks.com. It's another place you can go. I think Mo's Performance. It's another place you can go. You can get the 6.4 truck intake manifold if you want to get it ported. But they have a lot of stuff for Rams and stuff, Ram trucks out there. Those are the two sites that I normally go on to buy parts from for my truck. But right now, this truck is pretty much stock. It's a stock truck. I really can't really. I'm not doing any kind of crazy mods yet to this truck, because in the long run, I do want to switch from a 5.7 to a 6.4 um, truck. Well, 6.4 block, Hemi block and stuff like that. But that's why I just got like the air rate core intake, J&L oil separator. And another thing is a clutch fan delete. Mention to you guys, huge lifesaver. I'm telling you, if you guys don't know, you can switch over to the V6 fan. I know a lot of people, I've seen somebody mention this before in the past, saying that it's gonna cause some kind of issue, but it really don't. It's a simple bolt-on you gotta do. This really help your truck though. When you switch over to the V6 fan, it is like, this one is not sitting on your, I believe it's called, dang, I forgot, your water pump. So when you switch over to the V6 fan, it is a lot more bigger size fan. So it's gonna help cool your truck down a lot faster. Also, your truck gonna be running at a good temperature. So I had this mod on my truck. I probably did this probably at least three months ago. Anybody could do it. It doesn't take that much for you to do, but that's another mods. I know a lot of these Ram trucks, these guys on YouTube or whatever, they do this modification. Me, I have done it. What I could say, if you're gonna do it, definitely make sure you do like a 180-degree thermostat. You want your truck to be as cool as possible, and that's exactly what I did. I did the V6 fan swap, and then or E fan, whatever you want to call it. And then pretty much I did the 180-degree oil well, thermostat, pretty much. But there's a lot more things you guys could do. I probably didn't name, but make sure you guys give this live a thumbs up. I'm about to end this live. I appreciate those who take their time out watching this live. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.